Back in the dust of this hollowed out room, where the silence is heavy and the shadows still bloom, I found a box tucked away by the door, filled with the things we don't need anymore. Your old denim jacket that scent of the rain, a map of a city we won't see again. I'm tracing the lines of a life we once drew, before the light faded and I lost the view. The stairs are too steep and the floorboards all grown under the weight of a king on a throne of cardboard and secrets and ghosts on the wall. I'm waiting for nothing, just watching it fall. And I'm lost in the attic of memories tonight, tucking our ghosts out of the light. It's a graveyard of promises, tethered and frayed, the price of the love that we couldn't have saved. I'll leave the door open, but I'll lock the chest, 'cause my heart needs a place where it finally can rest, in the cold and the quiet and the dark and the gray and the attic of memories. I'll leave you today. I'll leave you today. There's a photograph here where you're looking at me like I was the only thing you'd ever see. Now it's just paper and edges and ink. It's funny how fast a whole empire can sink. I'm folding the letters, I'm dimming the spark. Just a man in a suitcase alone in the dark. If I stay here much longer, I'll never get out. I'm drowning in everything we were about. Is it easier to burn it or leave it to rust? To turn every always to maybe and dust? I'm standing in echoes, I'm breathing in gone. I'm tired of waiting for some kind of dawn. Can't let you in, not again. I'm sitting in the silence of a house that's too loud, tracing every shadow, naming every cloud that hangs above the pillows where your head used to rest, like a heavy iron anchor sitting deep in my chest. I try to think of summer, I try to think of light, but my mind is a runaway train in the night, and the tracks are all rusted and the bridge is blown out, and I'm drowning in an ocean of a beautiful doubt. And I'm spinning, I'm falling, I'm losing the grip on the edge of a secret I let through my lips. I'm a bird in a blizzard, I'm a kite with no string, just waiting for the winter to do its thing. 'Cause I'm tangled in the chains of thought, fighting for a freedom that can't be bought. Every link is a memory, every snap is a scar. I'm reaching for the moon, but I'm hitting a star. I can't stop the rhythm, I can't stop the flood of your name rushing through every drop of my blood. I'm a prisoner of always, a victim of not, bound to the floor by these chains of thought. There's a literary logic to the way that we bled, like a poem that was written but never was read. I'm a scholar of your absence, I'm a student of the ache, calculating every single breath that I take. I try to find a logic, I try to find a why in the architecture of a grayscale sky. But the more that I wonder, the more that I see that I'm the one who's locking up the locker for me. 'Cause I'm tangled in the chains of thought, fighting for a freedom that can't be bought. Every link is a memory, every snap is a scar. I'm reaching for the moon, but I'm hitting a star. I can't stop the rhythm, I can't stop the flood of your name rushing through every drop of my blood. I'm a prisoner of always, a victim of not, bound to the floor by these chains of thought. Shake them, the words that we never quite said. But the metal is heavy and the iron is cold, and I'm just an ending that's starting to fold. Tangled in these chains of thought. I'm standing on the tiles where the water meets the air, looking for a version of me that's still there. The surface is a mirror, but the glass is looking thin. And I'm terrified of what happens if I let the liquid in. You were the anchor, you were the light on the shore, but the rope snapped clean and I don't see the dark anymore. Now the blue is getting darker and the pressure's in my head, and I'm drowning in the ghost of every word we never said. My lungs are heavy, my heart is a stone. In a body of water, I'm navigating alone. I'm reaching for the sunlight, but it's miles above the floor. And I can't find the rhythm of my breath anymore, 'cause I'm sinking in the deep end loneliness tonight, watching the surface pull away from the light. It's a quiet kind of screaming, it's a slow and steady fall into a hollow silence that's outlived us all. I'm held by the current, I'm lost in the gray, watching the memory of your face drift away. There's no one to save me, there's no one to see, just this deep and loneliness swallowing me. The literary tragedy of a love that couldn't swim. I'm watching the edges of my vision growing dim. It's funny how the weight of a person who's gone can feel like a mountain that you're forced to carry on. I'm a shipwreck of secrets, I'm a chest full of rust, turning our forever into salt and into dust. The air is a luxury I can't afford to buy, since you left me here under a liquid sky. So let the salt fill my chest, let the cold do the rest. I'm tired of treading, I'm tired of the if. I'm jumping the edge of the emotional cliff, and the water is freezing, and the water is deep, and it's a promise I know that you're not gonna keep. staring at a screen that's gone cold and blue, a digital graveyard of the me and you. I've got my finger on the trigger of the selector, watching the ghost of our summer start to fall. Every blurry sunset, every 3 a.m. laugh is being reduced to a jagged little graph. I'm a literary scholar of a story that's gone, writing my thesis on the break of the dawn. And my heart is a hard drive that's starting to overheat, trying to process the sound of the street where you told me you loved me, then took it all back. Now the screen's going dim and the borders are black, and I'm watching the deleted love files burn into a binary code that'll never return. One click for the always, one click for the lie. A million gigabytes of a long drawn out goodbye. It's a beautiful tragedy, a system in shock. I'm a man on his knees, picking at the lock of a memory folder. I'm forced to let go into the deleted love files down in the low. There's a poetic justice in the way that we crash, turning our masterpiece into a pile of ash. I'm searching the trash bin for a fragment of us, a pixel of maybe through the digital dust. But the data's corrupted, the signal is weak. There's 1,000-mile static in the words that we speak. I'm a character written in a font that's too thin to survive the cold winter that's crawling back in. And I'm watching the deleted love files bend into a binary code that'll never return. One click for the always, one click for the lie. A million gigabytes of a long drawn out goodbye. I'm tracing the outlines of where you used to lay. The ghost of your posture hasn't faded to gray. The bookshelf is crooked, your favorite spine's gone. I'm a house with no windows, waiting for dawn. You left like a lyric I can't quite recall. A beautiful stumble, a graceful way to fall. And the air feels thin, like paper-cut skin. I'm holding my breath just to keep the hurt in. The silence is heavy, a choir of stone. I've never felt more like a stranger at home. Oh, it's a delicate soul, a quiet kind of violence. I'm screaming your name, but the bedroom is silent. You tore through the silk and you left me the fray, a masterpiece broken and thrown all away. It's the weight of the almost, I wish you would stay. Just a delicate soul ache that never will fade. The ink on your letter is starting to smear. I'm reading the forever through a decade of fear. You were the ink and I was the page. Now I'm just a bird that's in love with the cage. The anatomy of us was built to be bruised, a literary tragedy I didn't choose. Oh, it's a delicate soul, a quiet kind of violence. I'm screaming your name, but the bedroom is silent. You tore through the silk and you left me the fray, a masterpiece broken and thrown all away. It's the weight of the almost, the wish you would stay. Just a delicate soul ache that never will fade. Break me down to the marrow, down to the dust. Tell me what's left of a heart you can't trust. Is it poetry? Is it just a sad design? Was I ever yours? Were you ever truly mine? Were you ever truly mine? It's a soft-spoken tremor, a crack in the glass, a delicate soul ache that I'll never let pass. watching the gold turn to rust on the trees, falling in whispers down on their knees. The air's got a bite that I wasn't quite ready to feel, making the distance between us feel heavy and real. We were the blossom, the heat, and the long afternoon, but the sun started setting a lifetime too soon. Now I'm checking the porch light, but I know the porch is just dark, and the frost is already erasing your name from the bark. The birds are all leaving, they're smarter than me. They know when a home isn't home anymore, don't you see? I'm still wearing your sweater, I'm still holding my breath, but you can't argue life with the coming of death. And it's just the end of seasons tonight, the fading of color, the death of the light. We were a summer that promised we'd never turn cold, but we're just a story that's already been told. I'm raking the leaves of the things that we said, trying to quiet the ghosts in my head. It's not just the weather, it's the breaking of reasons. I'm losing my mind at the end of seasons. There's a suitcase of maybe still packed by the door, but the grass doesn't grow in the shade anymore. I'm looking at photos where we're still golden and tan, before the first shiver, before the world changed its plan. Now the garden is brittle, the roses are bone, and I'm learning the rhythm of being alone. It's a literary ending, a tragic last page, where the actors grow quiet and walk off the stage. Will I see you in April? Will I find you in May? Or are you a climate that's drifted away? I'm bracing for winter, I'm boarding the glass, waiting for the ache of this transition to pass. Yeah, it's just the end of seasons tonight, the fading of color, the death of the light. We were a summer that promised we'd never turn cold, white. I'm turning the light off, I'm saying goodnight. Goodbye to the warmth, goodbye to the us. Everything green turns to dust. I'm tracing the palms of my shaking hands, searching for the map of our promised lands. But the creases are deep and the skin is warm, like a letter that's been read until it's ragged and torn. I remember the day that you memorized mine, said our futures were braided, a sacred design. But I'm looking down now at a broken display where the path to your heart just fell away. And I'm trying to bridge the gap in the bone, but I'm standing on this side entirely alone. The ink is all faded, the symbols are blurred. I'm the echoes of a story that you never heard. And I'm staring at these fractured life rights tonight, watching our always slip out of my sight. It's a jagged horizon, a map with no end, searching for the pieces that I'll never mend. I'm a man out of time, I'm a soul out of place, trying to find the ghost of your hand in the space between what we were and the cold bitter light of these fractured lifelines. I'm losing the fight. You used to say my lifeline was long and was true, that it ran like a river right back into you. But it snapped like a wire in a winter storm, leaving me freezing while you're keeping warm. Now I'm sketching out detours in the dust on the glass, watching the shadows of could-have-beens pass. Every fork in the road leads back to the start, to the crack in the middle of my digital heart. Is it fate or just physics? Is it luck or just bone that leaves me a king on a cardboard throne? I'm cutting the ties, but I'm bleeding the same, still trying to spell out your ghost of a name. fight. They don't meet anymore. The lines on my skin, where do I go? Where do I begin? Just a break in the glass. Let the memories finally pass. That old porch swing is still humming the same tune underneath the jagged silver sliver of a moon. Everything looks right from a mile away. The same red dirt and the same shade of gray. But I'm reaching for your hand and I'm hitting thin air, like a ghost in the hallway that was never even there. I'm staring at a picture on the mantelpiece, but there's a flicker of static where I used to see your face. It's a glitch in the love, a break in the wire, a cold dark ash where there used to be fire. The clock on the wall is skipping a beat, and I'm a stranger walking on my own home street. Every I love you sounds like a broken machine, just a ghost of a signal on a flickering screen. I'm reaching for forever, but the circuit won't catch. Just a heart and a soul that no longer match. I see you in the kitchen through a cloud of steam, but you move like a shadow in a fever dream. I say your name and it echoes back home, like a skipped over lyric in a favorite song. We're sitting at the table but the signal is weak. There's 1,000 miles between the words that we speak. I try to reboot, I try to restart, but you can't fix the wiring of a dying heart. It's a glitch in the love, a break in the wire, a cold dark ash where there used to be fire. The clock on the wall is skipping a beat, and I'm a stranger walking on my own home street. Every I love you sounds like a broken machine, just a ghost of a signal on a flickering screen. I'm reaching for forever, but the circuit won't catch. Just a heart and a soul that no longer match. Maybe the software just got too old. Maybe the story was never meant to be told. Without the ending where the hero stays. Now I'm just lost in the digital haze. Yeah, the screen's going black, and I can't get us back. Just a flicker, just a spark, then it's just me sitting in the dark. I'm staring at the ceiling, tracing cracks like they're a map, to the moment that we drifted, to the closing of the gap. The kettle's whistling lonely, but I don't reach for the tea. I'm just paralyzed by everything you used to be to me. You left your silver bracelet by the basin in the hall. It's a tiny piece of wreckage, but it's making me feel small. The silence here is violent, it's a physical assault. And I'm digging through the debris, trying to find a single fault. And I know I should move, but my feet are made of stone. I'm a king without a country, sitting on a hollow throne. It's the quietest of murders, it's the softest kind of war, when you realize you don't live here anymore. No, it's a long way down when the floor disappears. I'm drowning in the ghost of all our better years. I'm holding on to air, I'm reaching for your sleeves, but you're the wind that's moving through the autumn leaves. It's not a sudden break, it's a slow, steady leak. I'm losing all my color, I'm getting far too weak. Can you hear the sound? Can you feel the need? In a house this empty, a heavy heart bleeds. I saw you in a dream last night. You were reaching for my hand, but you dissolved like sugar water, or a castle made of sand. I woke up reaching for the space where you're supposed to sleep, and the promises we whispered are the ones I couldn't keep. Now the ink is running blurry on the letters that I saved. It's a once upon a time that we never could have paved. And No one home, just the sound of how a heavy heart bleeds. The kettle screaming in the kitchen, I just let it burn. I'm memorizing shadows in the spots where you would turn. The duvet's got a heavy lean toward your empty side. It's funny how a king-size bed becomes a place to hide. I track the dust motes dancing in a sliver of the light. The only ghosts I'm keeping are the ones I gave a right to tear the floorboards up and leave the copper wiring bare. I'm breathing in the silence, but I'm choking on the air. And I could call, I could scream, I could break every glass, but the clock just keeps ticking, watching the minutes pass. Like a slow motion car crash I'm forced to admire. I'm standing in the freezing rain, still begging for the fire. And oh God, I am hurting in a way that doesn't make a sound. I'm a kite with a severed string, just waiting for the ground. It's a quiet kind of wreckage, it's a literary grief. I'm a book with missing pages, looking for some brief relief. Yeah, I am hurting, and I'm not sure I want the wound to heal. 'Cause if the pain goes quiet, then none of us were real. I found your ribbon in the hallway, tucked behind the door. A little scrap of evidence of what we aren't anymore. I tried to write a poem, but the ink just turned to gray. Every metaphor for missing you feels miles and miles away. So I'll just say I'm hollow, I'm a house without a tenant. I'm the period at the end of a long and lonely sentence. The neighbors think I'm sleeping, but I'm just counting the cracks, trying to find the exact moment that we drifted off the tracks. They say that time's a healer, but I think time's a thief, stealing every memory until all that's left is grief. I'm holding on to the sting, I'm hugging the blade, because the better everyone promises feels like a fair trade. For a ghost I'm not ready to give up yet. Sound. I'm a kite with a severed string, just waiting for the ground. It's a quiet kind of wreckage, it's a literary grief. I'm a book with missing pages, looking for some brief relief. Yeah, I am hurting, and I'm not sure I want the wound to heal. 'Cause if the pain goes quiet, then none of us were real. I'm still here in the kitchen with the kettle and the cold. I am hurting. heater's humming like a choir of ghosts in the hall, tracing the patterns of the frost as it dies on the wall. I'm watching the window, waiting for the gray to turn gold. But the air in this kitchen is a story that's already told. You left your sweater like a shed skin on the back of a chair, a soft little ghost of a girl who's no longer there. And I'm standing here frozen, a statue of soul and regret, trying to remember the parts that I haven't lost yet. And it's quiet, God, it's so quiet, I'm starting to scream. Just a casualty caught in the wake of a midwinter dream. I'm reaching for fire, but I'm touching the shell where I left all the best of the versions of myself. And I'm just ice melting slow on a Saturday night, losing my edges, losing my grip on the light. I'm a puddle of maybe on a cold hardwood floor, watching your shadow slip under the crack of the door. It's a literary tragedy, a slow motion thaw, the cruelest ending that I ever saw. Fading to nothing, I'm letting you go. Just a heart made of ice melting slow. I used to be jagged, I used to be solid and certain. Now I'm just a silhouette behind a tattered old curtain. The metaphors fail me, the ink on the page is too thin to describe the way that the winter is crawling back in. I'm a mountain of glass that is turning to water and dust, trading my iron for a handful of salt and of rust. And the harder I try to stay frozen and hold on to us, the faster I vanish in a cloud of this cold, lonely fuss. And I'm just ice melting slow on a Saturday night, losing my edges, losing my grip on the light. I'm a puddle of maybe on a cold hardwood floor, watching your shadow slip under the crack of the door. It's a literary tragedy, a slow motion thaw, the cruelest ending that I ever saw. Fading to nothing, I'm letting you go. Just a heart made of ice melting slow. I don't wanna be liquid, I don't wanna be clear. I wanna be the winter that kept you right here. But the sun is a giant and the world is too warm, and I'm just a puddle in the shape of a storm. by drip, until there's nothing left to show, just the ghost of the winter and the ice melting slow. Staring at the ceiling in the 3 a.m. blue, tracing the ghost of the space next to you. My phone's on the nightstand, a cold glass heart, watching the minutes just pull us apart. I used to have words like a river in flood. Now there's a winter that's freezing my blood. I'm reaching for something that isn't quite there, just static and shadows and thin empty air. The screen's getting dimmer, the numbers are red, a flickering warning of things left unsaid. I'm searching for cables, I'm looking for light, but I'm losing the signal tonight. 'Cause I'm running on low battery low, searching for power from heaven above, but the wires are frayed and the spark has gone cold. I'm holding a story that's already told. 1% left of the man that I was before I lost everything, just because I'm fading to black in the palm of your hand, a digital heart in a desolate land. I've got photos of us in a folder marked stay, but I'm watching the colors all bleeding to gray. The I love you texts that I never deleted are just lines of code now, tired and defeated. You're 1,000 miles off, or maybe just 2, but I can't find the bridge that leads back to you. My pulse is a hum, a vibration that's dying, and I'm too exhausted to even keep trying. Don't plug me back in just to watch me burn out. I've had enough of the maybe and doubt. Just let the screen flicker, just let the light go. There's peace in the darkness that you'll never know. Searching for power from heaven above, but the wire's are frayed and the spark has gone cold. I'm holding a story that's already told. 1% left of the man that I was before I lost everything, just because I'm fading to black in the palm of your hand, a digital heart in a desolate land. Shut down, the screen's gone dark. No more hum, no more spark, just the quiet, just the was. Goodbye. Because cataloging shadows on the wall, tracing shapes where pictures used to hang. The hallway's grown 100 inches tall since the heavy iron door finally sang. I'm reading books you never got to finish, dogged pages where the story dies, watching every candle flame diminish in the reflection of my hollowed out eyes. The tea has gone cold in the pot, the mail is a mountain of white. I'm learning to love what is not. In the middle of a permanent night, there's a ghost in the kitchen. There's a leak in the ceiling like rain. I'm the king of a house with no kingdom, just a pulse and a slow-moving train. I leave the porch light burning for a stranger, but the driveway is covered in loam. It's a beautiful, quiet kind of danger, knowing there's truly no one home. I found your scent inside a winter coat, a cedar wood and citrus kind of ache. I tried to write a simple final note, but the graphite was the only thing to break. The garden's gone to seed and tangled briar. The swing set is a monument to rust. I'm sitting by a cold and gray ash fire, writing out your name inside the dust. I have the keys, but I lost the door. I have the ceiling, but I've lost the floor. I'm a tenant of a memory, nothing more. Walking on the boards that used to creak every time you'd lean in close to speak. Now there's a ghost in the kitchen. There's a leak in the ceiling like rain. I'm the king of a house with no kingdom, just a pulse and a slow-moving train. I leave the porch light burning for a stranger, but the driveway I'm pacing the floorboards of a room with no breath, quiet as a funeral, cold as a death. I've memorized the cracks where the light used to lean. Now I'm just a silhouette in a world of slate green. You left the window open, but the air is too thin. I'm clawing at the drywall just to let the sun in. But every escape is a trick of the eye, like a bird hitting glass in a painted on sky. And I'm breathless, I'm shaking, I'm losing the lead, tied to a promise that I didn't need. I'm a ghost in the foyer, I'm a wreck on the shore, and I can't find the handle to the front of the door. There's no way out, no, there's no way through. I'm a map that leads back to the center of you. I can scream till my lungs turn to ash in my chest, but I'm still just a heartbeat that's failed the test. It's a beautiful prison, it's a gilded cage. I'm a character dying on the very last page. God, I'm begging for mercy, but the locks are too stout. Yeah, I'm trapped in a room, no way out. The literary tragedy of a man in his prime is realizing he's just a victim of time. I've written your name on the back of my teeth, so I taste you in every single breath that I breathe. I'm an architect building my own isolation, the king of a lonely and hollowed out nation. I try to run south, but the compass spins north, back to the fire where I first set my course. There's no way out, no, there's no way through. I'm a map that leads back to the center of you. I can scream till my lungs turn to ash in my chest, but I'm still just a heartbeat that's failed the test. It's a beautiful prison, it's a gilded cage. I'm a character dying on the very last page. God, I'm begging for mercy, but the locks are too stout. That I'm trapped in a love, no way out. Maybe I don't want the key, maybe I'm scared of being free, because out there is a world where you don't exist, and I'd rather be caged in the ghost of your kiss. No way out. I'm still here in the dark, just me and the walls, with no way out. The tea has gone cold in the porcelain blue. A habit of waiting I grew into you. I'm tracing the cracks where the sunlight won't go, the math of a house that we no longer know. You left like a whisper, a ghost in the hall, leaving nothing but shadows to lean on the wall. And the air is a weight that I'm learning to wear, like a heavy wool coat in the heat of despair. I'm reaching for hands that have turned into smoke. The punchline is missing from the last thing you spoke. Oh, it's a razor wire dream in a velvet room, picking the thorns from a love out of bloom. I'm holding the blade just to feel where it ends, waiting for breaks that a heart never meant. We built a cathedral on shifting wet sand. Now I'm just salt in the palm of your hand. I saw your handwriting on a scrap by the bed. The ink is a eulogy for things left unsaid. You were the syntax, the rhythm, the rhyme. Now I'm just a comma in somebody's time. The silence is loud, it's a ringing in ears, the sound of the soul when it's drowning ease. Break me in pieces, let the light leak through. There's a beautiful ruin in the memory of you. I'd rather be bleeding than feeling this numb, counting the beats until the never has come. It's a graceful collapse, it's a soft-spoken war. I don't even remember what we were fighting for. Just salt in the palm of your hand. Geometry of glass, one wrong move and the vision will pass. Razor wire dream, razor wire dream. kitchen clock is frozen at 2:15. Right back to the moment I was losing you. I'm a seasoned traveler on a dead-end street, walking through the wreckage where the bitter and the sweet used to tangle like the ivy on a porch side rail. Now I'm reading our story through a code of braille. Every don't go that I should have said then is a ghost in the hallway whispering again. And I'm reliving the fall, every step, every stone, like a movie I'm watching while I'm sitting alone. I can feel the gravity, I can feel the wind, tracing the lines of where the ending begins. It's a slow motion crash in a blue neon glow, a heartbreak rhythm that won't let me go. Yeah, I'm standing on the edge, standing 10 feet tall, just to spend my whole night reliving the fall. There's a literary silence in this empty room, like a classic tragedy met a sudden doom. I'm memorizing shadows on the bedroom wall, waiting for the echoes of your keys to fall. But the air's just heavy with the scent of your tea, and the what used to be's a drowning me. I'm a glutton for the pen in the ink-stained ink, writing down the way my own heart had to break. And I'm reliving the fall, every step, every stone, like a movie I'm watching while I'm sitting alone. I can feel the gravity, I can feel the wind, tracing the lines of where the ending begins. Yes, time is a healer, but time is a thief, stealing the joy and just leaving the grief. But I'd rather be breaking and falling for you than to wake up tomorrow and have nothing to do. Soulful, distorted Luke Combs style solo that starts with a lonely slide and builds into a soaring stadium filling crescendo. Down we go again, through the mist and the rain. Yeah, I'm hitting the dirt, but I love how it hurts. Just a man reliving the fall. We were woven together in a loom of someday, fine as a whisper, too golden to fray. I held the spool while you spun out the light. A tapestry hung in the middle of night. But the tension got heavy, the world got too wide, and I felt the shiver of the silver inside. I was counting the heartbeats, I was holding the line, trying to keep your soul tangled in mine. And I'm stretching, I'm straining, I'm starting to bleed, giving you everything that I thought you'd need. But the air is too sharp and the distance is cold, and I'm losing the only thing I had to hold. And I heard the silk thread snap in the dark, a silent explosion, a dying out spark. 1 second we're whole, and the next we're undone. Just a million loose ends staring back at the sun. It's a literary ruin, a masterpiece torn, a beautiful tragedy of why we were born. Now I'm falling through space with no safety in view, from the silk thread snap that was holding me to you. I'm gathering remnants from the hardwood floor, soft little ghosts of the forever we swore. If I tie them in knots, can I make them stay? Or am I just stitching up the holes in the gray? The scholars would call it a structural flaw, the gravity acting on the beauty we saw. But it's just a boy with a handful of twine, wondering when your heart stopped beating with mine. And I heard the silk thread snap in the dark, a silent explosion, a dying out spark. 1 second we're whole, and the next we're undone. Just a million loose ends staring back at the sun. It's a literary ruin, a masterpiece torn, a beautiful tragedy of why we were born. Now I'm falling through space with no safety in view, from the silk thread snap that was holding me to you. I'd weave my own veins just to mend the design. I'd give up my breath just to keep you in line. But you can't fix the fabric once the pattern is dead, and I'm choking on the ghost of a single red thread. Crossing, distorted climax. Think the raw energy of beautiful things, where the piano melody is buried under a wave of cinematic sound. Unraveled, undone, Now there's nothing left to wrap, just the echo of the silk thread snap. I'm pacing the perimeter of these four white walls, waiting for the ghost of your step in the halls. I said your name just to hear how it tastes, but it's just a vibration in these wide empty spaces. I'm reading the books that we bought on a whim. The margins are filled with the her and the him, but the ink is a liquid that won't ever dry. In a room where the hello went to goodbye, I'm shouting at shadows, I'm screaming at dust, watching the always turning into we must. But the only thing moving is the clock on the shelf, and I'm terrified of the sound of myself, 'cause I'm locked in a solo echo chamber tonight, watching our history burn out of sight. Every I love you comes bouncing back cold, a story of us that I've already told. I'm chasing the resonance, I'm begging the air to give me a whisper that says you're still there. But it's just my own heartbeat, heavy and hollow, a bitter pill that I'm forced to swallow. In this solo echo chamber, I'm losing the light. I left the TV on to drown out the gone, but the static is just another way to hold on. It's a literary silence, a pause in the play, where the leading lady has drifted away. I'm a man in a canyon, I'm a bird in a jar, trying to remember just how close we were. Now the resonance hurts and the frequency bleeds. I'm a garden of echoes and overgrown weeds. Does it sound like this when you're sleeping now? Do you hear my voice? Do you wonder how? I'm trapped in the feedback, I'm caught in the loop of a soul that's been light. Are you there? It's just me. It's always just me. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed we used to share, picking at the threads in the silence in the air. We were woven so tight like a winter coat in June, but the fabric started thinning far too early, far too soon. Now I'm looking at my hands and I don't recognize the skin. Where does my life end and where did yours begin? It's a long, slow unravel. It's a quiet kind of hell, trying to be a whole man when I'm just a broken shell. And the edges are jagged and the lining is torn. I'm feeling the chill of a love that's been worn. I'm reaching for the needle, but I've lost the silver thread. And I'm sleeping in the gaps of the things we never said. 'Cause we're ripping at the split soul seams tonight, tearing out the stitches in the middle of the fight. I'm half of a person, just a shadow on the floor. I don't know how to be me without us anymore. Every breath is a tug, every step is a tear. I'm coming apart from the weight of the fear that I'll never be mended, that I'll always be leaning on the split soul seams where our love lost its meaning. I saw you at the station, looking polished, looking new, like you tailored a life that didn't have to include you. While I'm walking around with my heart hanging out, frayed at the corners filled with wreckage and doubt. Is it easy for you to just cut the tie, to watch the hem drop and not even cry? I'm a patchwork of maybe it used to be mine, just a ghost in the weave of a cruel design. You can't just unknow the way a person breathes. You can't just ungrow the roots beneath the leaves. But the shears are open wide and the blade is feeling cold. I'm losing the only hand I ever wanted to hold. One thread left, don't pull it yet. I'm not ready to forget. Just a seam coming undone. Now I'm two, where we were one. I'm exhaling clouds in the hallway alone. The heating is humming, but the marrow is bone. I touch the glass where your hand used to be. Now it's just frost staring back at me. I've got blankets on blankets and tea on the stove, but they can't reach the place where we planted that grove of citrus and sunlight and reckless I-do's. Now it's just white noise and deep midnight blue. The mercury's dropping, the light's getting thin. I'm feeling the glacier moving back in. I'm checking my pulse, but the rhythm is slow. Everything's buried under 10 feet of snow. Test by the permanent winter in my chest. Is it quiet in your house? Is it warm where you are? Did you find a new sun or a closer star? While I'm navigating these landscapes of ice, paying the leaving you ultimate price. I'm a literary ghost in a landscape of gray, tracing the tracks of the ones who walked away. The ink in the pen is too frozen to write. I'm just a Polaroid fading to white. Break the ice or let me go numb. I'm tired of waiting for the feeling to come, but the blood is like lead and the wind is a knife, cutting the cord of this beautiful life. Yeah, I've got a winter in my chest tonight, freezing the memories and killing the light. It's a hollowed out tundra, a cold empty cage, the final few lines of a frozen over page. I'm shivering for someone who's already a permanent winter in my chest. Don't thaw me out, not if you're not there. Just leave me to the ice and the thin freezing air. Stay calm, stay still. I loved you, I always will.